Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. And quoting Max Kaiser, President Bukele and the Rumble Video CEO have endorsed the plan to make El Salvador a free speech haven. El Salvador has passed in the U.S. for economic and speech freedom to become the only indispensable nation on earth. Additional announcements coming soon. I'll be sharing the latest updates, as well as Bitcoin's hash rate reaches 692 exahashes per second, nearing 700 exahashes per second milestone. We'll also be discussing the latest from Arthur Hayes, predicting a Bitcoin rally after recently closing his short position. Also, Stack smart contracts reach record high ahead of their Nakamoto upgrade. We'll also be discussing Elon Musk agrees to head Donald Trump's DOGE, Government Efficiency Commission. We're also going to be discussing an executive predicting $150,000 Bitcoin by 2025 and $1 million per coin by 2030. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Yo, what's good, crypto fam? This is first and foremost a video show. So if you want the full premium experience with video, visit my YouTube channel at cryptonewsalerts.net. Again, that's cryptonewsalerts.net. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Also hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications. Today is pod episode number 1754. I'm your host, JV. It's September 8th, 2024. It's Sunday. Bitcoin barely in the green. Yesterday we tapped roughly 52.6. Today we're back above 54.3 at the time of the live stream. Let's check out our market watch. As we can see on Coin360, Bitcoin at 54.5 here, Ether below 2,300, AVAX, one of the top gainers, up 5%, Solana barely in the green, along with Tron and Cardano, XRP correcting, and checking out coinmarketcap.com. The market cap is all the way down to 1.93 trillion total crypto market, and the Bitcoin market cap is all the way down to 1.073 trillion dollars. We got roughly 39 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 55.7%, with the Ether dominance at 14.2%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we got BTT up 17%, Quant up 14%, and AVAX up 5%. Let me know which alts, if any, you're bullish on for the bull. And checking out the crypto bubbles. Let's see if the website's down. It's been very weird lately. It's down, so no worries. We'll check out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're back in fear. No more extreme fear. We did tap extreme fear yesterday at a 23. Today we're at 29. Last week at 26, and last month at 48, which is neutral. And let's pull up the time chain calendar. I forgot to pre-pull it up. Should be loading for you guys here. And you guys could see you can currently get 1,838 Satoshis for $1. We're on block height number 860,512. We got 189,488 blocks left until the next halving, which will most likely be April of 2028. So there you go, family. But anyways, we're going to dive right into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and check out some of the live charts and go from there. So here we go. Headline reads, Bitcoin analyst sees biggest bull cycle at 45,000. Now is the Bitcoin price floor. Let's discuss this. Bitcoin is due for some final corrections before spending the next 2 years in a bull run, according to this analysis from Mikhail Van de Poppe. Few Bitcoin market observers are willing to go on record to call the end of the 6th month of the Bitcoin price consolidation. Van de Poppe, however, the end of one of the most frustrating episodes in Bitcoin history should be imminent. He says liquidity was taken and Bitcoin is back up to 54.8. He also shared expect the max of 55.5 on this run. Then we could be revisiting 53 before clearly breaking back upwards. Final corrections and then 2 years bull. The day prior, another post included a chart with a potential roadmap for the recovery, barring any surprise events throwing it off course. Bitcoin has failed to convince traders that lower lows will not surface even a month after it hit a 6-month bottom below 50,000. Despite favorable macroeconomic conditions around the corner, crypto market doom and gloom persists. Van de Poppe acknowledges the risks, arguing that the equities are running up on the weakness. Quoting him again, the equity markets are fragile in terms of liquidity, and people are very eager to put their money away towards these assets due to fear of inflation. That's going to reverse really soon. Now, for Bitcoin, there is a silver lining, which is a major crash, likely off the table. Instead, Bitcoin is copying behavior from the 2019 compared to the S&P 500, with the implication that it is just at the start, not the end, of a long-term bull market. Quoting him here, we can also see there's been a significant correction taking place of the markets, which is likely to come to an end. Just like the correction in 2019 landed at 6,000, we're likely landing at 45 to 50,000 on the biddy. He also shares from that perspective, with the upcoming rate cuts from the Fed, the weakening economy, and the global liquidity being increased in China, it seems almost inevitable that we're actually at the edge of the biggest bull cycle ever. It's going up forever, Laura. Let me know if you agree with the analysts. Now, September 18th, we'll see the United States Federal Reserve in 10 days meet to decide on the interest rate changes. With markets long priced and in 100% odds of a rate cut, this should ultimately benefit the crypto and risk assets as lower rates encourage liquidity to enter the market. So there you go, yo. Let me know if you feel we can likely tap a bottom of 45, or do you think the bottom is already in? Now, news coming from El Salvador, this is actually quite awesome. And they were speaking about it actually on the news in, let's see, which country is this? GB News. Oh, in the UK. So anyways, quoting Max Kaiser, President Bukele and Chris Pavlovsky, the Rumble CEO, have endorsed the plan to make El Salvador a free speech haven. El Salvador is passing the U.S. for economic speech freedom to become the only indispensable nation on earth. Additional announcements coming soon. So as you know, more recently, Bukele announced that in El Salvador, they respect freedom of speech and that you will not be like in prison, like in the United States, for speaking your mind when you're an influencer telling the truth. You know what I mean? So pretty cool. So I think this is going to encourage a lot more people who respect that First Amendment of the United States, to be protected in El Salvador. And also they just recently announced, as I shared on yesterday's pod, they're going to have a 24/7 uncensored El Salvador channel on Rumble, which cannot be shut down, which is pretty lit. But anyways, let's check out some of the live charts. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. What you're looking at is the 1 hour. Brought to you via TradingView via Coinbase. You can see we did get some big green candles, which is nice. That took us out of that 52-ish slump. No particular targets here on the 1 hour, but let's check out the 4 hour and we'll work our way out. You can see on the 4 hour chart, we had the big red candle and then followed by a pretty big green candle. So we'll see where Monday takes us as the markets reopen. And zooming out a little more, we'll check out the 1 day. We'll see if there's any targets here. Yeah, we do have a target. It's sitting all the way down at 47.7, so be conscious of that. And you can notice on the daily chart, big red candles, unfortunately. Let's see if today can turn back bullish. And we'll check out the 1 week, which still has the sexy cup and handle target at just shy of 125,000, which I'd love to see play out. I think most likely Q4 of this year. And let's check out the monthly real quick. Take a quick look. There's the monthly chart, again, live and in the flesh. We've had a lot of sideways trading action, clearly, as you can see. And typically, June, July, August, September, all bearish months. And then fourth quarter, October, November, December, tend to get bullish. So we'll see how this plays out, family. The hash rate, which just recently hit an all-time high. That's actually good bullish news, this metric. So let's break this down 1 second. Headline here reads, Bitcoin's hash rate reaches 692 exahashes a second, nearing 700, which is a new milestone. On Sunday, September 8th, which is today, Bitcoin's total hash rate spiked to an impressive 692 exahashes a second, edging even closer to the 700 exahash milestone. This marks yet another all-time high for Bitcoin's network this week, and throughout 2024, the network experienced a significant boost in computational power, climbing from 393 exahashes per second to the current level. Again, new all-time high. This translates to an increase of more than 299 exahashes a second since September 8th of last year, a year ago, reflecting 76% growth over the past year. And over the past week, the hash rate jumped by 66 exahashes per second, landing at the current 692 exahashes a second. This increase coincides with the network's mining difficulty nearing its highest levels, while miner revenue has taken a steep drop. The hash price, or the estimated value of 1 petahash per second, has dropped below yesterday's $39 per petahash per day. And as of Sunday, it sits at $38.55, according to Luxor's hash rate index. The steady climb in Bitcoin's hash rate points to a deeper shift, reflecting the growing strength and persistence of the network. The elevated computational power has resulted in quicker block intervals, averaging about 9 minutes and 28 seconds, where it's typically roughly 10 minutes. The rapid pace is setting the stage for the upcoming difficulty adjustment scheduled in 2 days on September 10th. So that's going to be on Tuesday, fam, with a projected increase of 5.5% approximately. Should this estimate hold, the difficulty will break the previous all-time high yet again, set during the 2-week epoch that began on July 31st. And as you know, the Bitcoin hash rate is an indicator, lagging indicator of the price. They say the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. So let's freaking go. Definitely a good sign. Let's discuss next headline of the day. Arthur Hayes predicts Bitcoin rally after closing short position. Arthur Hayes closes Bitcoin short position following initial concerns about a deep correction over the weekend. Hayes, the former CEO of BitMEX, warned that Bitcoin could crack below 50,000, a psychological mark this weekend as he opened a short position to capitalize on the downside. Easing investor concerns, Hayes announced the closure of his short position, expecting a potential Bitcoin rally as soon as next week. Send it. Quoting him here. Closed my Bitcoin short. Made 3% profit, enough to cover my food and bar tab. With bad girl Yellen watching the markets release a weekend statement. If stuff continues to puke next week, Bitcoin might rise, anticipating more liquidity. And according to Hayes, the Bitcoin price may surge as early as next week, driven by the increase of the United States dollar liquidity from the Fed. The current weakness in the economy and financial markets could prompt this action. Now, Bitcoin price could also rally on money printing as money printer continue to go. The expectation of more liquidity injection from the world's largest economy could significantly bolster crypto investor sentiment and the Bitcoin price action. More downside action in traditional markets could indeed invite a liquidity injection, according to Hayes, as shared here. Bad girl Yellen is watching. If markets go down more, she'll definitely pump up the jam by printing more money. I think that's hilarious. Bad girl, especially the way he spelled girl. You got to love bad girls, right, gentlemen? The M2 money supply, which estimates all cash and short-term bank deposits across the U.S., could be the key to the next Bitcoin rally, according to Jamie Couts, chief crypto analyst at Real Vision, as he shared here. This is due to a high correlation with Bitcoin bull cycles. Of the big three I track in my Bitcoin liquidity framework, global M2 appears to capture the most of the moves. However, the rate of change in the money supply is more important than the nominal value, as Bitcoin usually moves with shifts in M2 momentum. At the beginning of May, the M2 money supply turned positive year over year for the first time since November of 2023, signaling investors can soon start looking for hedges against inflation, such as Bitcoin. Now, investor sentiment also took a hit this week after fears of a sub 50,000 Bitcoin correction crashed the crypto market sentiment into extreme fear. Despite the widespread concerns, Bitcoin's September downside remains in line with the previous Bitcoin having cycles, quoting analyst Red Capital. When Bitcoin retraced 7% September in 2021, Bitcoin rallied 39% the following October. Bitcoin is currently down 9% this September. Let me know if you feel history will rhyme. September historically been a month of downside volatility, with average Bitcoin returns at negative 4.6%, making it the most bearish month based on the average returns, according to CoinGlass data. So there you have it, yo. Next story, we did discuss Arthur Hayes, I think. Yep, we just did. Let's discuss Stacks. This headline reads, Stacks smart contracts reach record high ahead of the Nakamoto upgrade. Any of you holders of Stacks, let me know. Stacks reached a new all-time high in smart contract deployment just days before the much anticipated Nakamoto upgrade, which is now fully activated. Stacks, the Bitcoin network smart contract layer, reached a new all-time high of over 1,400 monthly smart contracts deployed. Stacks announced the record high yesterday on X, quoting them here, a new high and 30% increase month over month. MOM for smart contract deployments month on month on the leading Bitcoin layer 2, Stacks. And you can see here the smart contract deployments. So Stacks doing big things. The new record high comes ahead of the full activation of the Nakamoto upgrade, which started rolling out the Bitcoin block 840,360 August 28th. The upgrade is expected to revolutionize Bitcoin-based decentralized finance, also known as BTC-Fi. I never heard of that. BTC-Fi, huh? A technical or technological paradigm that aims to bring DeFi capabilities to the world's first blockchain network. Let's go. The much-awaited Nakamoto upgrade could be a huge leap for Bitcoin DeFi and Layer 2 scalability, according to Diego, the co-founder of the BitFlow Finance, quoting him here, with Nakamoto, Stacks shifts to a Bitcoin native model, enhancing performance and security for Stacks projects by relying more on Bitcoin's infrastructure. Now, Mithill Thakor, the co-founder and CEO of Valar, Bitcoin liquidity protocol, noted that the upgrade will also reduce Stacks block time to 5 seconds and create 100% Bitcoin finality, as he outlines here on X. Stacks is known as Bitcoin smart contract layer, as it enables the development of smart contracts on the world's first blockchain network. Let's dive deeper into Nakamoto upgrade. The final hard fork block to deliver the full activation of the Nakamoto upgrade is only days away. The Nakamoto upgrade's activation window opened August 28th, but the exact date of the full activation is yet to be determined by core developers. This is because developers opted to see at least 2 full stacking cycles to make sure the network remains stable ahead of the full activation. Stacks' upcoming Bitcoin-backed token, SBTC, will roll out 4 weeks after the Nakamoto upgrade was finalized and is currently on track to meet this schedule. The upgrade was named after Bitcoin's network's anonymous creator, as we know, Satoshi Nakamoto. But yeah, let me know how many of you are bullish on Stacks. I am. I know I have been for years, so I'm excited. Next story, we discussed the latest with Stacks, now the latest with Elon and Trump. Then we'll discuss some bullish predictions, and then we'll tap into our live Q&A. So yeah, this headline reads, Elon agrees to head Donald Trump's DOGE, Government Efficiency Commission. And I never saw Elon look so cool. That's the power of AI. But anyways, former President Trump announced on Thursday during his speech at the Economic Club in New York, he'll create a government efficiency commission with Tesla CEO Elon Musk, if elected president, quoting Trumpster here. At the suggestion of Elon, I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are, noting that the Tesla billionaire has given him his complete and total endorsement. He also said, Elon, because he is not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Musk frequently promoted the idea of a government efficiency commission on X, since proposing it to Trump during an interview on the platform. The Tesla CEO opined, the Department of Government Efficiency will be epic. And here's the post. And naturally, it's DOGE, which is Doge, and anytime Doge is mentioned or referenced, typically he pumps it. Of course, he has hundreds of millions of followers. But anyways, Musk's creation of the Department of the Government Efficiency, abbreviated as DOGE, sparked enthusiasm amongst Dogecoin supporters. Musk, often referred to as the Doge father, has been a prominent advocate for Dogecoin. In another post, Musk wrote, if anyone feels strongly about keeping a government department, they can speak up. And he voiced strong concerns about the state of the government finances, stating the following, at current rates of government spending, America is in the fast lane to bankruptcy. Government overspending is what causes inflation. I like to say money printing causes inflation, but yeah, the bigger the debt, the more the money printer go burr, and the more the purchasing power of the bitty goes up, while the purchasing power of the dollar goes down. And according to the Trump advisors, the main goal of the commission will be to analyze the government functions and seek ways to save taxpayer money. The commission's formation is part of Trump's broader economic strategy, which includes plans to reduce taxes, increase tariffs, and repeal the Inflation Reduction Act. Trump also emphasized the commission's first task would be to eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months. And speaking of fraud, my favorite clip from Max Kaiser comes to mind.
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud. It's all based on fraud, and they get a percentage of the fraud. That's the business model. To suggest that there is any moral or ethical aspect to anything that's going on now is to...
Now for our feature story of the day. Executive predicts $150,000 Bitcoin price next year by 2025 and $1 million per coin by 2030, which would ultimately mean 1 penny per sat. 1 penny Satoshi equals $1 million Bitcoin, and $1 Satoshi is a $100 million Bitcoin. So let's break this baby down. And welcome everyone just joining us. So yeah, Bitcoin has been stuck in a boring price consolidation since March, since we hit price discovery at 73.8. However, most analysts and leaders remain bullish. Well, of course, we're not stupid, especially from quarter 4, 2024 to 2025. Exactly. I think Q4 is going to be lit and we'll finally hit that 6-figure milestone. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that prediction. Now, leading institutions like Standard Chartered Bank predicted the world's largest digital asset could hit 150,000 by the end of this year. Let me know if you agree with them. Now, the largest shareholder of Standard Chartered, by the way, is BlackRock. They have 20 billion worth of Bitcoin volume since the ETF went live in January. Now one of the largest Bitcoin holders, if not the largest institutional holder in the world, which is wild, considering it took MicroStrategy 4 years to acquire 226,500 Bitcoin. BlackRock surpassed them in a few months. Crazy, right? Now the Swan Bitcoin CEO, Corey Clipston, is the latest to make Bitcoin price target. In a recent interview with Kitco, here's what he said. I think the Bitcoin price might be 100,000 flat by April 2025. And by the end of 2025, we'll probably have a round trip and be back down to 125 Gs. However, the executive maintained that the largest digital asset, the Bitty, could hit 1 million per coin by 2030, citing likely increased education about the asset. Quoting him again, we'll have Bitcoin sats to dollar parity, which means 1 million per coin by 2030. And again, when 1 Satoshi is 1 penny, that means we'll be at $1 million Bitcoin, as there's 100 million Satoshis in 1 Bitcoin. And by the time we're $1 per sat, we're talking about $100 million coin. And I know Michael Saylor has made those $100 million price predictions because I have covered them. And that'd be game changing. To say the least. Imagine $100 million Bitcoin, fam. Clipston's target was slightly different, which would mean you need 10 Bitcoin to become a trillionaire. Or sorry, billionaire, obviously. 100 million times 10 is a billion. So that'd be wild. Clipston's target was slightly different from Standard Chartered. The bank projected Bitcoin could hit 200,000 by the end of next year. Unlike Clipston's conservative 125,000 target. Let me know your target, family. Now, what does the Bitcoin power law model project? Let's discuss that. The Bitcoin Power Law is one of the prediction models widely used by analysts. We cover here in the stream and on the show. It attempts to gauge future price targets based on historical price action. It has 3 price bands: support, resistance, and median level. In early 2024, the model projected a high of 300,000, a low of 20,000, and a conservative target of 74 Gs, which, ironic, is right about the current all-time high. In March, we know Bitcoin hit 73.8, slightly shy of that median target, but pretty spot on. The model also targets for early 2025 are 420,000. Nice, I like that number. 40,000, I don't like that number. And 115,000. So Clipston's target was almost similar to the model's median target, which is interesting. And for the end of 2025, the median target was 150 Gs and was way below the executive's projections of 125,000. It's worth noting that the Power Law model relies on past price patterns and may be invalidated by black swan events. In the meantime, Bitcoin's recent dump eased above 52,000, the same support that stopped early August's massive decline. And according to Arthur Hayes, just Blaze, a rebound might be likely based on a positive outlook for the macro front, quoting him here. With bad girl Janet Yellen watching market and releasing a weekend statement, if stuff continues to puke next, Bitcoin just might rise, anticipating more dollar liquidity. So there you have it, yo. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Can you see 200,000 this cycle peak? Can you see 420,000? My personal prediction, and if you guys don't mind sharing yours, I'll read them out loud as well. I think for the bear scenario, which I believe will occur, cycle peak 2025, anywhere from 222,000 to as high as 750,000. That's my range for the cycle peak. Let me know. And don't forget to check out cryptonewsalerts.net for the full premium experience with video and to participate in our live Q&A. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Hodl.